You trained this morning, an hour in the gym, hard session, tick the box, and now you have been sitting at a desk for 6 hours straight. And you think you are fine because you trained. You are not fine. Here is what nobody tells people who work out consistently. 1 hour of training does not cancel out 8 hours of sitting. Not even close. Your body is not measuring your health in gym sessions. It is measuring what you do with the other 23 hours. And right now, the longer you sit, the more your body is quietly shutting systems down, compressing structures that were not designed to be compressed, and building damage that your next gym session will not undo. We're talking about the difference between a body that moves consistently throughout the day and a guy who sits so still for so long that his metabolism filed for early retirement and his chair started sending get-well cards. You do not need to move like that. But you also cannot keep thinking that sitting all day is a neutral activity, because your body is not neutral when you sit. It is actively deteriorating, and what is happening right now might surprise you. Your metabolism shuts down. Here's something most people have never heard of. When you sit down, your body detects the absence of muscular demand and begins reducing its metabolic activity almost immediately. Within minutes of sitting, the enzyme responsible for breaking down fat, called lipoprotein lipase, drops by up to 90%. That means your body's ability to process and burn fat is almost completely switched off while you are seated. At the same time, your calorie burning rate drops to its absolute minimum, lower than almost any other position your body can be in, including lying down. And here is the part that should concern anyone who trains. Studies show that people who sit for prolonged periods throughout the day have significantly worse metabolic health markers than people who move regularly, even when both groups exercise for the same amount of time. What it does to your muscles and joints. Here is what sitting is physically doing to your body right now. Your hip flexors, the muscles at the front of your hips, are in a shortened, contracted position every moment you're seated. Hold any muscle in a shortened position for hours every day and it adapts by becoming chronically tight. Tight hip flexors pull your pelvis forward into anterior pelvic tilt, flattening your glutes, arching your lower back, and putting constant compressive stress on your lumbar spine. Meanwhile, your glutes, the largest and most powerful muscle group in your body, are completely inactive. They are not just resting. They are being actively inhibited by the stretched position they are held in while seated. This is called gluteal amnesia, and it means the muscle that is supposed to protect your lower back and drive every movement you make has essentially forgotten how to fire properly. The result is a body that moves poorly, injures easily, and performs below its potential. Not because of lack of training, but because of what happens between sessions. The cardiovascular impact. Here is the fact that should make you stand up right now. Prolonged sitting is independently associated with increased risk of cardiovascular disease, regardless of how much you exercise. A study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology found that people who sat for more than 10 hours per day had a significantly higher risk of heart disease than those who sat for fewer hours. Even after controlling for exercise habits, your spine and posture. Every hour you sit, your spine is paying a price most people never see coming. The discs between your vertebrae, the soft shock absorbers that keep your spine healthy, are dependent on movement to stay hydrated and nourished. They do not have their own blood supply. They receive nutrients through a process called imbibition. where movement creates a pumping action that pushes fluid and nutrients in and waste products out. When you sit for hours, that pumping action stops. The discs slowly dehydrate and compress. The front of each disc is under constant pressure from the forward lean most people adopt while seated. And over years of repeated compression, this contributes to disc bulging, herniation, and the kind of chronic lower back pain that affects over 80% of adults at some point in their lives. At the same time, your upper back rounds, your shoulders roll forward, and your head drifts toward the screen, building the postural dysfunction that leads to neck pain, shoulder injuries, and headaches that seem impossible to resolve. The brain and mental health. Here's the part most people never connect to sitting. Prolonged sitting directly reduces blood flow to the brain. Your brain requires a constant supply of oxygenated blood to function at its best. Even light walking significantly increases cerebral blood flow, delivering more oxygen and nutrients to the brain and clearing metabolic waste products that accumulate during cognitive work. When you sit still for hours, that flow decreases. The result is the brain fog, reduced concentration, and mental fatigue that most office workers experience in the afternoon, and attribute to stress or lack of sleep. It is often neither. It is a brain that has not received enough blood flow for hours. And here is the lesser-known part. Studies consistently show that prolonged sedentary behavior is independently associated with higher rates of depression and anxiety. Separate from exercise habits, movement is not just physical maintenance, it is neurological maintenance. Your brain needs you to move throughout the day just as much as your body does. So what is the fix? Stand up and move for 2 minutes every 30 to 45 minutes. Set a timer if you have to. After every meeting, after every work block. Stand up. Walk to get water. Do 10 body weight squats. Pace on a phone call. And after every meal, walk for 10 minutes. One gym session cannot undo 8 hours of damage, but 2 minutes every 45 minutes can prevent most of it. Your body was built for motion. Give it what it was built for. Drop a comment if this changed how you think about your daily routine. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, stay strong.